You cannot achieve anything if one, you don't put a plan in place, and two, you don't consistently work towards achieving that plan, that goal. When you trust yourself, you are more eager to get up every day to work towards achieving a specific outcome. People who struggle with their self-trust are lazy, uninspired, and they don't achieve anything. Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, if this is the first time you are seeing my face, I am Nazina, and on this channel I share content on how to level up and how to become the best version of yourself. So if that is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And also share this channel with someone you think my videos or my content will be useful to. Okay, let's get started. It is easy to share a few tips on how to develop discipline, how to be motivated, and how to become consistent enough that you're able to work towards the plan of achieving your goals. But no one really talks about that one thing that affects most of us from actually being disciplined and consistent. When we struggle with motivation and discipline in our everyday lives, we have to look at our relationship with self-trust. When we have a broken relationship with self-trust, when we are comfortable giving up on our goals, letting ourselves down, breaking promises to ourselves, it affects our discipline and motivation. And if we don't look at addressing our relationship with ourselves, no matter how much we try, we are going to give up over and over and over, because this is something that we don't consciously think about. When you are accustomed doing what you say you're going to do, when you are accustomed respecting yourself and honoring yourself, that is a feeling you want to chase. And the moment you stop chasing that feeling, no matter how many videos you watch on developing motivation and discipline, you will not be able to achieve the goals you set for yourself. Motivation and discipline is not a punishment, but it is about creating a healthy system whereby you can slow down, you can enjoy life, you can enjoy the people around you, but you can also be productive and get things done. When we disappoint ourselves, when we don't follow through, when we don't do what we promised ourselves we were going to do, it chips away at our self-esteem and our self-confidence. And we no longer believe that we are capable of doing that thing that we said we were going to do, doing that thing that we promised ourselves. This is why it is so important not just to go through the steps of being disciplined, but to actually develop trust in yourself. When you develop trust, it is easy for discipline and motivation to follow. For some of you, developing discipline feels like a punishment because you're so comfortable making these plans, saying that I will get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And when 6 a.m. come the next day, you're comfortable saying, well, you know what? I made that plan, but I didn't really mean it. So how do you break out of that pattern? How do you start to build trust in yourself? How do you begin to stick to your word, to be disciplined and be consistent enough that you can have a happier, healthier life? First thing you do is you develop self-respect. People who develop self-respect are people who honor themselves, people who want to feel proud of themselves every single day. They are not comfortable disappointing themselves. You can start on the road of making yourself proud by setting small tasks, small plans in your mind, small goals that you are going to complete on a daily basis. And even if these plans do not help you to achieve your overall goal, what you're trying to do is build up momentum towards actually achieving something on a daily basis. This thing can be as simple as every morning, instead of reaching for your phone first thing in the morning, you reach for a book and you read 2 paragraphs or you read 1 page. It can even mean instead of drinking coffee the first thing in the morning, you drink a glass of water and you only drink your first cup of coffee after 10 a.m. For some people, it might mean exercising for half an hour every single day. Discipline can seem very intimidating when you're first starting out, but the easiest way to think of discipline and the importance of discipline in your life is that you have a bigger vision for your life. You have a plan for your life and you are not going to allow yourself to sabotage that plan. You are not going to allow yourself to force you into a weakened state. You want to feel proud, you want to feel strong. And in order to build strength over time, little by little, you have to work consistently towards it. When you go too fast, what will happen is when you begin to feel pain, when you begin to feel tired, you are going to give up. Because naturally, our body was not built to feel pain. Our body was built to feel comfort. And because we know that, we can't put our bodies through pain for a short time frame, but it cannot be something that we expect to do over a long period of time. This is why it is more sustainable to go slower and build momentum over time than to power through and force yourself to achieve a goal in a short time frame. One, you don't allow yourself the luxury of learning the lessons, going through trial and errors, doing problem solving, troubleshooting, navigating different situations and circumstances when you force yourself to just power through and achieve something as quickly as possible. The second thing you can do to build self-trust, which will lead you down the path of being more disciplined, is to analyze the vision you have for yourself. Some goals are feel-good goals. They just feel good to imagine, what if I can achieve this? It will make me feel good. But those are not goals that is going to add to your overall outcome. And nothing is wrong with chasing after those goals. But are you wasting energy going after something that is just there to make you feel good? For instance, learning to play an instrument just because a friend of yours is playing that instrument, or joining a particular group because you like a guy who hang out in that area, or you like a guy who is a part of that group. When you realize that your interest in this person is no longer there, are you going to continue doing this? Are you going to continue practicing? Are you going to continue developing this habit? Or is this something that you just wasted time and energy on? When you analyze your goals, when you analyze the things that you're working towards periodically, you are able to get rid of anything that is not helping you to achieve your overall outcome. What is your overall vision for your life? In the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, what do you hope to achieve? If one of your goals is to buy a house in the next 5 to 10 years, you have to work towards saving for that down payment. When you have self-trust, you rely less on discipline and motivation because you know that feeling that comes from achieving a goal and you want to feel that way over and over again. Also, what self-trust does, it helps us to build a positive relationship with ourselves. And when we have a positive relationship with ourselves, we are more compassionate and we are able to easily express grace. When we are going through difficult, tough times, we are able to slow down and take care of ourselves. This is not about punishing yourself, but about knowing what is important to you and what it will take for you to achieve that goal. There's this saying, without pain, there's no gain. But I want to show you why that is destructive and that is not a mindset that we should live life with. You can achieve your goals without suffering. You can be successful without suffering or having some hard time story. You can be amazing without being broken and overcoming some horrendous experience. I am not saying that we are immune to life and all of the things that could possibly happen to us. But if you create a plan to work towards achieving your goals a little at a time, you can eliminate the pains of rushing, the pain of procrastinating and then leaving something to the very last minute. Most often we get an adrenaline rush from doing something in 2 hours that should take us 20 hours. And for some of us, no matter how much pain we go through, we would never ever learn that there's a better way to do something. We want to rush, we want to leave it to the very last minute. The most sustainable way to achieve anything is to do it little at a time. When we put ourselves consistently under pressure as women, we chip away at our self-esteem, our self-confidence, which will eventually affect our self-love. We are working towards being feminine, graceful, but yet productive and disciplined. Next up, I'm going to share with you as it relates to developing self-trust, developing discipline, and being more consistent as you work towards your goals is to eliminate energy drainers. Anything anything or anyone that makes you go into an emotional state where you are unable to be productive, you either limit your exposure or eliminate altogether. When I feel like someone is bringing negative energy into my space, what I do is either excuse myself from the conversation or end the conversation altogether. This doesn't mean that I have to be rude or obnoxious, but just gracefully make an excuse and walk away. You have to protect your energy. A lot of people say time is your most valuable resource. And yes, time is a very valuable resource. But I truly believe energy, protecting your energy is more valuable than the time you have. Because if you have all the time in the world, but you're sad and depressed, you will be so unproductive and you will get nothing done. If you have little time, but you have positive energy, like I can get this done type energy, you are going to get it done. You have to recognize when someone or something is draining your energy and move away from that thing immediately. Another way I'm able to be super disciplined on the things that needs my attention is that I am comfortable automating or delegating. If I'm able to pass that task on to someone else because I believe that they're more capable of getting it done, I do not hesitate to pass it on. How you get to that point is understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your priorities, the things that you can't pass on to someone else, the things that need your attention, and also understanding the strengths of the people around you. A lot of times, some people don't respect other people enough to honor their strengths. You have your strengths, and everyone around you have their set of strengths. They have that thing that makes them stand out. Honor it and use it to its fullest potential. Just like I expect that the people around me will use my strengths to the fullest potential, I assume that they expect that I will do the same. If anyone in my circle reach out to me for something that I'm good at, I don't ever hesitate offering my help. With that being said, I think that it is important to understand your patterns and understand the way that you work. If you know after 12 noon you're less productive, then what do? You put the bulk of the activities that are your non-negotiables, the activities that you have to get done first thing in the morning. Remember, when you're thinking about repairing your relationship with discipline and building discipline and consistency, you have to honor those promises that you made to yourself. If it means that you have to take a rest after lunch in order to get back your energy to power through and start again, then do just that. It is not about punishing yourself or constantly feeling like you have to be in pain to feel productive, but giving yourself grace and not biting off more than you can chew. Gradually working towards achieving something that is going to make a big impact in your life. And that is where having rewards for your hard work or your achievements will come in. When you achieve something, celebrate yourself. Do not miss an opportunity to celebrate yourself, to honor yourself, to say, yes, I achieved this. That will help to boost your self-confidence, and you would want to feel that same way over and over again. When you are setting a goal, set your reward right under the goal. So you remind yourself over and over and over that your hard work is going to pay off, that your consistency and your discipline are going to pay off. And this is what you are going to get when you achieve this particular goal. One of the things that I have been practicing for as long as I can remember is a disconnection ritual. This is a time when I disconnect from everyone and everything, and I focus on silencing the noise that keeps us confused, that keeps us engaged, that take our focus away from what is truly important to us. I try to disconnect. I don't answer calls. I don't answer text messages. I just want a period of silence. This is something that I need for myself to reconnect with my intuition, because the world can be very, very noisy. And if we are not conscious of how other people, the things that they say, the things that they share affect us and influence the way that we think, we won't realize that sometimes the things that we're chasing after are not our goals, but someone else's goal that we've heard and absorbed, and now we think is something that we truly need in our lives. As much as social media has a positive side and is able to help you to grow and expand and be amazing, it also has a negative side that we have to be conscious of. And because I understand how much exposing myself to others affects my overall well-being, I have to disconnect once or twice a year to reconnect with myself and understand who am I, where I'm going, and how I'm able to get myself there. With all of that being said, if you know anyone that this video might be useful to, please share it with them. Sharing is caring. Okay, until we meet again, bye for now.